back. Run it up, then run it back. Run it up.
Good day. Happy Tuesday. Chandler Parsons. Lou Will. Did you like that?
I caught that, yeah. That was
Caught
good.
myself. But it worked out for everybody, didn't it? Nothing. You've never part of the meeting once in your day in your life. We've got a great show. The most hoops were played yesterday. Every single team in action. We've also got Jalen Johnson coming on the show. And comedian DC Youngfly will be on the show here in a little bit. But we will start with the Lakers. How did that sneak in there? They started the season 4-0 at home. They are now 1-3 on their 5-game road trip. That ends with Memphis on Wednesday. They're 25th in defensive efficiency. After the words, JJ Redick said, the Lakers need to start the game with a little more pride defensively. Look, it's early. We love to say that. But who's the real team here, Lou? Is it the 4-0? Is it the 1-3? What's what?
Well, it's both. You know, they've always been a great group at home, and they've always struggled on the road. You know, this has been their MO for the last couple of seasons with this team. And for me, I think they got to find some consistency with the role players. And who's going to be that third guy? Like, who's going to be that go-to guy outside of AD and LeBron when you go to the bench? You know, when Bron is in at the top of the second quarter, somebody else has to be featured, whether that's going to be Austin Reeves, whether that's going to be D'Lo, whether that's going to be Rui, you know, even working Cam Reddish in there. You know, you're going to have to find that guy that's going to anchor you on the offensive end. And like JJ Redick mentioned, they got to find their pride on the defensive end. I think they're good with the first action, second action. Then you see as the shot clock goes down, they seem to have some lapses in their defensive coverages with what they're going to do on the backside in their rotations. Once they patch those things up, I think they'll be a better team on the road. And like I said, just consistency. They got to find that consistency with the other guys for them to go out and get some roadkill. But this has been their MO for the past couple of years. They've been really good at home at crypto, and they've struggled on the road.
Yeah, we talked about how they were at an advantage because they had that continuity where they have basically the same rotation guys, same role players, and I think that did help them early on. I think, like you said, we made a joke, we said it's early, right?
It's always early.
That's whether it's good or bad. So I think this team's exactly where they should be. It's exactly where they are. They're kind of that middle-of-the-pack team where the only issue I have with them right now is that they're not taking that leap forward is they've been healthy. All their guys have played every single game. They're playing high minutes. Anthony Davis is actually playing like an MVP, averaging 33, 12, and 3. So the fact that they are getting, you know, rare form Anthony Davis and still not kind of making that leap, still going on these losing streaks is a little bit concerning. And Lou alluded to it about the road, not being as elite on the road. That's difficult, especially when you have this team that's older, they're deep. They should be able to handle the road better than they are right now. So on a 1-3 skid, I think it's all going to even out. But this team is going to win a lot of games. They're talented enough. They're healthy enough. LeBron's still playing at a high level, and they have pieces that can be someone else's night any given night. But you got to give credit to Anthony Davis too. He has been on an absolute tear.
I know, but it's being wasted. Like, the health thing is big, because look across the league how many teams aren't healthy.
That's why I wish there was almost like an injury. We could be like, oh, like this is their team.
You wish there was an injury.
No, I'm just saying, but
wow, that is dark.
This is their team, right? So there's no excuse for a team. It's not like the Bucks were like, oh, Chris Middleton's coming back. Giannis is out. Like, even though that's not really an excuse either, this is who they have, and this is who they had all year long. So this is who they are. They just have to find consistency. They have to find the rotations. I'm glad to see Cam Reddish got 14 minutes last night. I'm glad to see him back in the fold getting minutes, but they're going to have to figure out exactly who they are, how deep they want to go moving forward.
I'm glad you mentioned the Giannis of it all, because the Bucks were obviously also in action last night against the Cavs. The undefeated Cavs remain undefeated, but the Bucks had a chance. 106-98. They were up with 6 minutes left in the fourth, and they go on to lose by 2. They are 1-6 on the season. As you mentioned, no Giannis. After the Jazz, the Bucks face the Knicks and Celtics, so this may not get really great very fast. It's already happening. I was at the game last night with Spurs Clippers. People were talking about around the league and the Doc of it all. And it's already the mumblings of, is Doc Rivers about to get paid for being fired from another job?
Again, he's an easy scapegoat.
Yeah.
They can't
But
fire him.
these issues, they predate Doc. So when you leave TV and you go and you take the helm of this team and you feel like you can get him over the hump and get him back in championship aspirations, you share the responsibility of what's going on with their basketball club. But I think these issues predate Doc. I think the players, they have to take some responsibility on the struggles that they've had as well. You know, we've talked about preseason where they didn't get together in the summer. Like, those things are important. That's basically, it's almost mandatory at this point to kind of have a mini camp to get everybody on the same page. It was kind of alarming to Chandler and I to hear that they didn't do that. They didn't, especially with the struggles that they had and camaraderie and consistency being one of those issues. But it's so much basketball to be played to kind of put them out of playoff contention. You know, they still got 6 months worth of basketball left, you know, so do they need to make a coaching change or a trade? Something's not working, right? Something's
off.
Yeah, something is definitely off, whether it starts at the top, whether it lands on the players. You know, one of the things that I saw, though, is they just don't play defense. You know, obviously you have guys that can score the basketball. If you look at what Giannis's average, you look at what Dame is being able to average, you know, even what Taurean Prince and Gary Trent Jr. has been able to give them on a defensive end and kind of be Swiss Army knives for that team. They got some really good pieces, but they fall apart in the fourth quarter on the defensive end. Is that a coaching thing or is that a chemistry thing with the players on the court? Whatever it is, everything is on the table right now to be examined.
Yeah, and it's just a bad situation because I don't think people expected them to be this bad. You know what I mean? Like, they have too much talent. They have too much mature vets on this team to be in this situation. You look across the board, Washington, Charlotte, Detroit, they all have more wins. They're all playing better. They're all playing harder, and they have way less talent. So this isn't like a talent thing. And I do think Doc Rivers, Smitty hit it best yesterday. I think he needs to tweak the lineup. I think it's too early to fire a coach. I think it's too early to make a big drastic change. But Bobby Portis last night, Giannis out, Bobby Portis in the starting lineup, 21 and 18. So I do think there's something there where they could tweak that, maybe bring a Lopez off the bench, maybe bring a Prince or a Trent. They have to mix it up, right? They can't continue to keep doing the same thing over and over again, losing these games. And Lou said it, they can't defend. They don't get back in transition. And then offensively, they're in the bottom 5 in assists, offensive rebounds, and free throw percentage. So they're not doing anything well to even win games. They're not finishing games. The one win they won, they should have lost. It's insane. So there's no moral victories either at this point. And as good as Chris Middleton was in the past, if they're 1-6, I don't know if they're 6-1 with Chris Middleton. It's not like he's this big difference maker anymore, unfortunately. Well, so I think he helps. I think he helps. He provides them offense. He provides them shooting. He provides them another threat. But I don't think he's like this knight in shining armor coming to save them when he's healthy. So this team has issues.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he helps with the rotations. I think he kind of gives you a balance of your first group and your second group, who's going to do what when he comes back. But again, they have so much talent. It's no reason they should be 1-5, 1-6 at this point in the season.
Do you want to hear a fun little nugget? Since 1970, 150 teams in the league have started 1-6 or worse, and only 12 of those made the playoffs. None won more than 47 games. I mean, I'm just...
Completely different league, though.
It's a different league.
It's a lot different. And again, they have so much talent. It is so early in the season. It's hard for me to...
And we might laugh about this in 2 months.
It's hard for me. It's still... I'm still very optimistic with this team that they can run off 4 or 5. We can be having a different conversation in the next 10 days. This can be a completely different narrative. So does it look nasty right now? Absolutely. But I think they still have the pieces to kind of right their wrongs and put that ship in the right position.
They have so much talent and they have so much time. You look, again, I hate to even look at standings this early, but there's some teams that are a lot worse off than them that have more wins than them right now, right? So it's so early. You can't look at the standings, but I believe in that locker room, Doc Rivers, that coaching staff, they know they have enough. You know what I mean? They know they have enough to at least turn this around and then, you know, kind of move up their rankings, right? Because no one expected them to be 1-6. This is as bad as it can get. But I don't think it's time to panic. I think this team has enough. I don't think they need to do anything other than maybe tweak the lineups, tweak the starting lineups, the rotation, something like that, because they have enough to win ball games.
Do you think teams find themselves in positions, like, for example, with Milwaukee, Giannis is the star, the face of the franchise. But when you have these struggles like this and you only have 1 victory so far, do you think it starts to sort of stew in-house that he's going to be very unhappy and he's going to want to leave?
Well, when you're on a team, you don't have the time to really concern yourself with that. And that shouldn't be a concern of Giannis as well. You know, if you're looking at it like, we're 1-6, I should get traded or I should ask for a trade, I should force my way out, that would speak volumes of your leadership. I think Giannis is the guy that's in there trying to rally the guys that's trying to get this thing back on the right page for them collectively. I don't see that in his personality, how he's carried himself throughout the years over the like. He's always looked like a good leader to me on the outside looking in. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but I don't see a scenario where he pits himself differently than the rest of the guys on his basketball team, especially when it's this bad right now.
And the Eastern Conference is so wide open. We talked about their schedule. They have Utah Jazz coming up, who just got their first win, by the way. Congrats on that.
Mazel.
Knicks and Celtics and stuff, but then you look, Raptors, Pistons, Hornets, Bulls, like they have a lot of winnable games, and every time they lace them up, they have a chance to win because of the depth, because of the vets, because of the talent that we're talking about. So they can
easily go out and get 5 out of 6.
That's what I mean. They're like when you look at I don't think they're in that much trouble, but my God, this is a brutal start.
Look, the good news is for the Bucks that somebody else in the East with big expectations also only has one victory, and that is the Philadelphia 76ers. But they did get Paul George back last night. He, of course, missed the first 5. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 32 minutes, 4 of 14, and he did miss the shot that would have tied it in the final seconds. So, Lou, I'll start with you. Are you good with him having that last shot instead of maybe a Maxey?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. I'm going to take Paul George 6 out of 10 times. I'll take Maxey another 2. I'll probably take Embiid another 2.
Wow, broke it down.
And depending on how I feel, you can flip-flop that. You know, it's only one basketball, it's only one shot, you know, so we can nitpick who can do what. But, you know, PG came out post-game and said he probably could have got a better look. He had a smaller Grayson Allen on him, and you know, he opted to take a jump shot over him. But again, Paul George is an elite jump shooter. So that's just as good as a layup to me. He missed the shot. He felt like it was a bonehead play. That was something that he said after the game. You know, in hindsight, you always got the answers, right? We could have gave the ball to Maxey. We could have did this. We could have did X, Y, and Z. He makes that shot. We're not even having this conversation. And for Paul George, I feel like that's a decent look. Did he bail Grayson Allen? Did he bail him out a little bit? Could he been more aggressive to get to the rim and make a play? Absolutely, but I still feel like that's a shot that we've seen him make 1,000 times. Get in his bag, a little bump, a little fadeaway jump shot from 18 feet. Anywhere else, that's a cash out.
And this is Tyrese Maxey's team right now.
Sure.
Right? Joel Embiid's out. Paul George is getting his legs back. And as expected, he was a little rusty to start that game last night. There's no way you can simulate real game action until you actually play in the game. So I think he's going to continue to get better and better. But Paul George is an all-world talent. He's earned that right to take that shot no matter what team he's on. So Tyrese Maxey did have it going. He hit some crazy shots last night. He is one of the most fun players to watch. Step back, the way he can separate off the dribble is insane. But Paul George earns that right to take that shot. So I have no problem at all with that. But he's going to continue to get better. You can tell last night he was a little gassed. He wasn't in full game shape. He's going to get better and better each game goes on. But I got no problem with that.
They are 1-5. It is good news that he's back on the floor. But with Maxey and Paul George and no Embiid still, same thing with the Bucks. I know it's early, but 1-5 is rough.
It's the same exact thing to me as the Bucks.
And you're already seeing it with Paul George being in the lineup for his first game back. They're already playing good basketball.
Yep.
You know, they had an opportunity to win this basketball game. They fell short. So when you add a Joel Embiid to that, I think you're looking at a completely different basketball team. And again, we're talking about 6 games in. By the end of next week, we can have a 500 basketball team, and it'll be a completely different trajectory of how the season's going to go.
And you know what? Come playoff time, we're going to look at the matchups and be like, wow, this actually helped them with their seeding, because now some team that's like a 2 or 3 seed in the Eastern Conference is going to maybe have to face one of these 2 teams, the Bucks from Milwaukee, as a 7 or 8 seed. And it's not going to be good.
You're
for
just assuming a whole lot, aren't you?
I'm just saying. I think that when you have what these teams have, and you look at who's ahead of you team-wise, you don't worry if you're the Milwaukee Bucks and you're Philadelphia. Now, again, you got to get it in gear. You got to start winning. You got to start winning some games. But I don't think there's a panic just knowing how wide open that Eastern Conference is, and the teams ahead of them, they think they're better than, and so do I. Like I agree with them, but they have to start showing it at some point. Like 1-5 and 1-6 is.
I mean, it's just just one is
They have the same amount of wins as the Utah Jazz, who are trying to lose.
This is also another thing that they got going for them. There's only 2 teams over 500 in the Eastern Conference anyway.
Okay.
Everybody's struggling.
So, I mean, it is.
Everybody's beating everybody. That should tell you how even the competition is in the Eastern Conference. It's going to be a dogfight on the East for some of these elite teams that we consider to come out. There's going to be a lot of different struggles, and there's going to be a lot of different adversity that's going to happen over the course of the season. But right now, they're a middle of the pack team. Even at 1-5, 1-6, they're still right in between the mix with everybody else.
Too much time. Too much time.
Too much time. You know what? Check back in like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And we'll have a real
Or tomorrow.
Or even tomorrow. The other good news last night, of course, was Steph returns. Yep, back in the lineup, 24 points in 24 minutes. Look, they were 3-0 without him. They're 6-1 on the season. Some might say the most shocking of the record so far. Steve Kerr has called it the deepest team he has ever coached.
Yeah.
What?
Cappuccino?
Yeah, let's start there.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone thinks that's a lie. Why say it then?
Because this is your current team.
But
you know, these are the guys you're here to motivate. You're not here to motivate the guys that's won you championships years and years ago and they've moved on.
Fair.
But I'll be curious to see if Steve Kerr would want to go back to a Mo Spates, a Andrew Bogut, a Andre Iguodala, a Leandro Barbosa, a David Lee. Those are deep basketball teams, you know, and so does he feel really confident about where they are with this group? Sure. He's trying to light a fire under this group. So to say those type of things, it's important for a coach to try to get the most out of your group. But I'm calling cap by him saying this is the deepest team that he's ever coached, considering that Klay Thompson just went away and you don't have one of the greatest shooters in the world of all time on that team, and now you have some other guys. Like, no diss to them, no knock to them. They are a deep basketball team. This is going to be great for them coming down the stretch to have so many different guys, but caps.
Ever's rough. That's tough.
Yeah, I don't know if this is the deepest team, and I think in general we just wrote this team off just because
100%.
Their time has passed, right? It's like one of those teams where everyone else kind of caught up to them, and it wasn't necessarily Klay Thompson leaving because he's been through some struggle, he's been through some injuries, so it wasn't just the departure of Klay Thompson. It was just that Steph Curry's a year older, the Draymond Green drama. Can this team keep up with these other up-and-coming teams like the Timberwolves, like the Thunder in the Western Conference? So at the end of the day, they are good enough to continue to win games. I think 6-1 is definitely a shock. I think that, but they have the intangibles. They defend. They are deep. When you look at their bench, they have Pods, Moody, Anderson, Looney. I love that they brought Kuminga off the bench, who was struggling a little bit early on in the starting lineup. So Steve Kerr did what Doc Rivers has yet to do and tweak the lineup and kind of make adjustments during the season when they're going through struggles. So I think Milwaukee could look no further than Golden State, kind of see what they did with the rotations to kind of turn things around. But this team is rolling. And when you can't talk about the Golden State Warriors without talking about Buddy Hield. It's unbelievable.
Good, there you go. Let's talk about it.
Unbelievable what he's doing. And not that he's Klay Thompson, not that you should even compare the two, but he's having a career year. And he's always
22.
He's always been a sniper. He has never got the flowers, never got the credit he's deserved, but now he's on the Warriors with Steph Curry, who draws all the attention. He's playing with Draymond Green, who knows how to set you up with the dribble handoffs and free you up. He's been playing with Klay Thompson and Steph his whole life. Yeah. This is a perfect situation for Buddy Hield. Like you said, averaging 22 points, 50% from the three-point line. Career year for him. So when you're getting 22 from him and 15 from Kuminga off the bench and 10 from Pods, that's a lot of production.
My God, it is deep.
Yeah, that might be the deepest team.
You want to reconsider it? No, we're not. Yeah, the Buddy Hield of it all. I mean, did you want to add anything on Buddy Hield as well?
No, I listen.
Close enough.
What up, Jalen? You a little early, but
hey! We like promptness.
No, but I'm excited for Buddy Hield, and especially with Steve Kerr and his creativity with drawing ATOs up, with putting shooters that can move without the ball, that can play off the ball, that can run off of screens, to put them in positions to be successful. Like, this is a blueprint that we've seen win championships for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And so if I'm Buddy Hield, I'm coming in shape, I'm coming in ready to shoot, I'm coming in willing to do whatever it takes to be successful on this team, and it's been working for him, averaging 20-plus points a game, coming off the bench shooting 50 clip. Shout out to Buddy Hield and the Golden State Warriors.
Lindy Waters. Dude, he's on the bench. Dude was they said he was a gardener and doing Postmates like 2 years ago, and he's averaging 7 points.
A gardener?
How about that?
I love that.
So
don't stop dreaming, kid.
Yeah.
Never stop.
Steve Kerr's got it going on.
That is the deepest team he's ever had.
Lindy Waters.
I like the gardening. That's fun. All right, you heard Lou. He is here. I like a guy that is on time. Hell, he's early. Jalen Johnson from the Atlanta Hawks joins us next.
Running back, run it up. All you had to be silent. All you had to be quiet.
Well, that That just seems fun. Lou's been waiting for this, Jalen, for quite some time. We've heard so much about you. So welcome, Jalen Johnson, to the show, first and foremost.
Thank you.
All right, rookie season, you had this guy. Do you have a story that you can share with us about him?
Not really too many stories other than him just, being that vet, that I needed, especially during the hard rookie season. I wasn't with the main team a lot, but when I was, it was always good, chopping it up with Lou, just giving me free game. And honestly, if it wasn't for him, I don't think my mental would be as sharp, just kind of understanding, the game, the process of everything, and, how the NBA works.
So he's a nice vet. He's not. See, I feel like Chandler would be the worst vet.
That's not
He would
fair.
make you do horrible things.
That's not
And then
fair.
Lou is supportive. Like, he didn't do anything hazy or rude.
I was a very
or...
fair vet.
Wow.
Hey, he was real chill vet, real chill.
Have you tried the wings?
Yeah.
I keep telling Chandler. That was a normal occurrence. I always brought food for the team.
It's weird because you've never brought us food once. How
All right,
we'll think about it.
we got to work on that. Jay, as we just alluded to, man, I was there with you during your rookie season. There were some growing pains there. QUIN SNYDER, what's it like to have a supportive coach that gives you the confidence and the freedom to unlock different parts of your game?
Yeah, it's like a breath of fresh air, to be honest, man. Like, just him kind of when he came in, he saw something in me, like, that I didn't know, like, that I had. So, like, for him to, constantly motivate me, push me every day to get better and allow me to be me at the end of the day, it's easy to play basketball that way with a clear mind. It allows you to be your best.
And at 6'9", bro, the way you rebound, the way you can push the ball out on the break, finish over guys, you've put so many different pieces of your game together and it's been able to translate over. Who have you watched over the years or who have you kind of emulated or molded your game after?
Well, I watch basketball 24/7. That's all I watch. There's no Netflix, no none of that. So I watch all the big guards, big playmakers that the game has had, like going all the way back to Magic. Just seeing how those guys operate, how they pass the ball, seeing how they get their teammates involved, and just being a student of the game, you try to take bits and pieces from all the greats.
Wait, nothing on Netflix? Like, when's the last thing you watched that wasn't basketball?
I was just about to tell you, take a breather,
Like, hold
bro.
on.
It's all right, take a breather.
This is what I do, man.
I love that. I love that.
Jalen, congrats this summer. You got the bag, 5-year deal right before the season started. Now you're off to an absolutely incredible start. How much stress and pressure did that just relieve, just knowing financially you're taken care of for the foreseeable future?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. I'm blessed, and just being able to play the year with a clear mind, not having any extra weight on my shoulders, gives you an advantage.
Now, a bunch of other guys in your class, the 2021 draft class, they also signed big deals. Now, do you keep tabs on them? And are there guys that you still? I remember I had guys that I got drafted ahead of me that I would always want to go out. Do you still have certain guys that you love playing against or love watching when you guys aren't playing?
I mean, for sure, you remember everybody that was drafted ahead of you. But yeah, I'm a competitor at the end of the day. Anybody who steps in between them lines, I'm ready for. So yeah.
Got to talk a little TRAE Young. Great start of the season for him. He's averaging 24 and 11. Has there been a difference? Have you noticed something? Like, what's it been like playing with him so far?
TRAE just make the game easier for everybody around him. Lou noticed just the way he sees the court is next level, 1-of-1, and the way he can score the ball is 1-of-1. And you don't see that from guys, undersized point guards, having that big of an impact on the game. And just seeing how underrated he is, seeing it up close and personal, like it's ridiculous, man. The things that he can do and how he elevates his team, it's big time.
Yep, and you also were there, you shared the court with DeJounte Murray for a couple of seasons. Ultimately, it didn't work out. What was your thoughts on playing with him, and why you think it didn't work out? Was it chemistry? Was it the vibe?
I think honestly, it was just some things you just got to try, and you got to live with the results sometimes. I think those are two great players, and we got two great players. Sometimes, it's hard to mesh. Sometimes you don't always see super teams work out, whatnot. But playing with DeJounte, it was great, man. That's my guy to this day. I just got off the phone with him the other day. We keep tabs on each other, so there's a bond forever there with him, and it was great having the chance to share the floor with him.
The number 1 pick, ZACCHARIE RISACHER. This is one of my favorite quotes in recent times, by the way. He said recently, "Back in France, I was super athletic, and now I'm just a regular dude." It's like a very real thing to say out loud.
He's talking about Jalen Johnson when he's.
I know, like when you hear a guy say something like that, what'd you think?
I mean, I think there's still an English barrier right there, so I think the words could be misconstrued. Zach fits just right in. He's just as athletic as most guys in this league. Like, he takes off and dunks on people. He's catching lobs. He's doing all that type of stuff. So I think those words might have been, misinterpreted a little bit. But Zach, he's good, man. He's gonna be a good player in this league, and I'm excited for him for me to continue to grow and develop with him. So it should be fun in the future.
No, because you're one of the best in-game dunkers in the league right now, and last year you had a dunk over Austin Reeves right here. Did you know this was a poster ASAP? You gotta have this at the crib right now. Did you know that this was a poster? Yeesh.
Like, you talking about during the game?
Yeah,
like,
immediately. Look at the stat.
Looked at
You
it.
all right down there, buddy? Look.
That is rude. That is rude.
Yeah, we love that. Did your phone blow up after that? What was going on? What was the vibe?
My phone was buzzing. It was the first play of the game, and usually, like, it takes me a few down and backs to get my legs warmed up, but I kind of caught myself by surprise with this one. It was cool.
16 seconds into the game.
That's
just
rough.
devastating.
It's hard to come back.
And do we have any chance we see you in the dunk contest? Any future plans? Obviously, everyone talks about how watered down it is. We got Mac McClung, who's kind of made it cool again. Is there any interest in that?
Potentially, maybe, but honestly, we just gonna have to play it by ear.
Man, hey, listen, JJ, get in there, dog.
Yes, please.
What's gonna happen is you're gonna get old. You're gonna be in year 10, and you're gonna be like, damn, man, I should have did the dunk contest because them legs ain't gonna work the same way no more. While you still youthful, get the people what they want to see, man. Get in there, I'm telling you.
I might have to.
Yeah, it's true. Has there ever been a chance where you're on the other side of a poster, or what was like? We always ask young guys, what is like your welcome to the NBA moment? Was there a play or something that you can recall?
There wasn't. I haven't. Knock on wood, I ain't been dunked on too crazy yet. But my welcome to the league, it wasn't really no like real crazy welcome to the league, but going up against DeMar and his mid-range and all them pump fakes, man, it got me my first time playing against him. So I just kept biting, and going for that. So that was kind of like I picked up like 3 fouls in like a matter of like 2-3 minutes. So yeah,
that's a good one.
That's like the go-to. I think coaches with DeMar, they're like, don't fall. Don't
it's the whole scouting report to stay down. You just can't do it. You can't do it.
It's too hard. All right, you went to Duke, and of course, everybody's on Cooper Flag Watch already. It seems a little early, but we're on it. And there have been comparisons from him to you. People have been making that already. First of all, what's that like? Do you like having comparisons out there? Do you even listen to any kind of that noise?
I mean, no, I don't really see too much of that. I don't really pay attention to that, but Cooper Flags, he's a great player. I'm excited for him at Duke this year, playing under Coach Shire. He's gonna continue to do what he does. He's a good player from what I've seen. I'm excited to watch some Duke games this year and be able to check him out. Is
there like a Duke super thread that you guys all? How does it work? I mean, there's so many Duke guys.
And there's certain guys that aren't allowed in that.
thread? Are there like some Duke guys who are like, we don't like him? Take us through that.
Honestly, I might be one of them guys they don't like.
Because you're not in the chat.
I'm not in the chat for that one.
Damn it. It's awkward.
Hey, JJ, back in 2020, you tweeted that AD was top 5 in the league all time. Give me your update. Do you still feel like AD is top 5 in the league all time?
I said that?
Yeah, you said that.
It might have been watching him during that bubble run. I don't know. He was on a different level.
He's cooking right now, too, though.
Fair.
Yeah, he's back up.
That is kind of crazy.
I feel like he's top 5 in the league, though, for sure.
That's what's up.
Right now, with 33, 11, and 3, we said this numbers don't lie.
I can't believe 4 years have gone by and the conversation's still the same. That's not bad. Jalen, this has been awesome. We appreciate the time early this morning. Thank you. Good luck.
Keep rolling, bro.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. Hawks superfan, it's working out, guys. Comedian DC Youngfly next.
We should have had them come on together.
I know. Well, that's on
run it back.
Welcome back. It is election day, if you haven't heard. Time to cast your vote. It's early. I'd like to start by saying that. So we're going to go ahead and start with, Lou. Most valuable player right now.
Anthony Davis.
Easy. See? Easy.
There you go.
You didn't even think twice. Do you have a different one?
Yeah, I'm going my preseason
Who's
pick.
playing?
Jason Tatum.
Okay, fair.
37-5 efficient, and I still think the Boston Celtics are the best team in the NBA. Jason Tatum
no
for
extra
MVP.
credit. We're not that far down. Most improved player, go.
Jaden Ivey. He's averaging about 22 a game. He's getting more opportunity this year, whether it's JB's rotation, belief in him. He is putting up great numbers. I love him. We talked about Jordan Poole and Schroeder having great years. This kid
Jeremy
is
Sohan,
on one.
start paying attention, please. Thank
Who?
you. You know what, dude?
No, I didn't hear you, bro.
Jeremy Sohan.
Oh, yeah, I like him.
Yeah, things have changed because he's not
I like
point
that.
guard. Lou?
I like that, but give me the young man that just got off our screen.
Okay.
I'm going to take Jalen Johnson. He's the most improved for me.
This obviously goes to Lou first. Sixth man of the year right now.
You know, honestly, I'm going to go back-to-back Nas Reed. And this is a completely off-the-cusp answer. I don't know what's going on in the six-man world right now.
That's a good answer.
But I'm going to go Nas Reed. Yeah.
Okay.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah, here's the thing. Norman Powell was our pick going into it, but now he's
yeah.
been starting with guys out. So he's
their high
he's
scorer.
having 25 a game.
Yeah.
He was going to be, Nas Reed's a good pick. I like Kuminga if he continues to come off the bench, but
I like that.
it always changes, right? But
the beauty of
those
it.
are some good ones. Pritchard's having a hell of a year too.
I like that.
We'll just call it fluid. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, we'll check back on that one. Chandler, best duo in the NBA right now.
I got to stay in Boston. It's
would.
their best duo in the NBA. Last year, it's the best duo in the NBA this year. They do it on both sides of the floor. They're versatile. I got to go Jason Tatum, Jalen Brown. When you don't know who's the best player out of the two, you got to imagine they're the best duo.
I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to show some love out there to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Give me Garland and Mitchell. The way that they've been able to put it together with the rest of the group, they're rolling right now. One of the undefeated teams that's left out there. So I'm going to show some love to Cleveland.
Lou, defensive player of the year so far.
So far, it's probably going to be. I like Chet Holmgren.
Okay.
I'll get Chet Holmgren that. I'll give him that vote. I like how he's defending the rim right now and doing his thing.
His dude's averaging 3 blocks and a steal. And I think everyone.
Somebody had 9 blocks last night, I think.
9 blocks?
Yeah, I believe his name is Victor Wembanyama.
Oh,
hey,
yeah, you know what?
everybody, I'll be here all
I
week.
think the slow start kind of scared people. I mean, I think he's still the favorite. I think he would be the pick. But right now, Chet is he's.
By the way, the way you said
deflections,
9
steals.
blocks.
Yeah, 9 blocks is nuts.
Insane.
But yeah, I like Chet. I'm agree with Lou here.
Okay, here's a good one. I like this. Chandler, cast your vote. Best shooter with the game on the line.
Is Steph a cop-out? Like, can I say Steph Curry?
We missed.
Amen.
We missed
He's the best shooter of all time. I'm sorry. I don't care if he's struggling, if he's not, if his ankle it was hurt. I'm taking Steph Curry with my life on the line. He's the best shooter to ever touch a basketball. I got to go with him.
I like Kevin Durant.
I was going to say that's, yeah.
I like, if it's not going to be Steph Curry, it's going to be Kevin Durant. You know, his ability to be able to shoot over smaller defenders, to be able to stretch it out to the three-point line, to be able to get to the rim, to finish at the rim. He got everything. He got a deep, deep Santa bag. He got gifts for everybody. So if it's not going to be Steph Curry, it's going to be Kevin Durant for me.
All right, best in-game dunker.
We might have just had him on.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson, he gets 2 votes today. So he should run for president. He's getting 2 votes today.
Why not?
I like Jalen Johnson a lot. He's so tall. He's so athletic. I also Anthony Edwards, John Morant. Those guys they're so explosive. I like those 2 guys.
See, Ja's not dunking right now.
No, he's doing everything
Now
else.
he does
though.
like he gets up there, but then does like a 360 layup instead.
Yesterday he cocked it back, decided not to, switched his signal, then went left hand on him, spin moves. He done put this spin move in his game. He ain't dunking yet. So I got to go Jalen Johnson until Ja get back on the rim.
Okay, fair enough. Last one, best handles in the game right now.
The obvious answer is Kyrie Irving. Yeah.
The obvious answer is.
You know who I've been watching a lot lately? I don't know why. Cade Cunningham. He's unbelievable. His handle. He hit a crazy move last night where he absolutely pulled the defender back, acted like he was going to shot fake. Dude jumped. Like he's got pots and pans.
Oh
as
my,
they
is
say.
that a thing?
Yes.
Do they say that?
Welcome to the game, Michelle.
God, I'm so old. I love that. I'm still going to get you guys back for last week. You know what? You talked a little Jason Tatum. He did have 28 points in a win last night. But that's not what we're here to talk about. No, 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 no. He was on a podcast and had some things to say. Here he is talking about being drafted by the Celtics. Maybe.
I get drafted.
then who they
Gordon
pick up?
Hayward signed with the Celtics. I called my agent like, yo, I gotta get traded.
Yeah, facts.
I'm in summer league before I ever play a game. Like, yo, he like relaxed, just waited out.
Yeah, man,
like,
he doing too much.
basically, he's like, you gotta chill. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to play. I want.
Wait, what?
He didn't know.
What do you mean he
He's
didn't
young. He was
know?
young.
He was
didn't know
young.
how
He
to-
didn't,
didn't know how it worked.
he didn't understand how the business worked, how the league worked. You know,
Wow.
Gordon Hayward was probably brought in to beef up everything, but him being the draft pick that he was, them taking a chance on him, he definitely was going to get playing time. He was going to be in that lineup. Maybe he just got a little anxious, saw some competition there, didn't understand how the business of basketball worked at that point, being a rookie. I'm glad they did.
It's kind of endearing.
You know, it's
Glad
funny,
they
Endearing
didn't
moment.
You do look at this like as a player. Like I remember I got drafted to Houston, and the first thing you do is you look at who they have in your position.
Fair.
You want an opportunity, you want even a free agent. When Gordon Hayward signed this deal, I wanted what he, you know what I mean? So you do compare things to people that are similar to you. So I understand what he's saying. But I mean, it is, and it's funny that he even had like doubt. Like he didn't think that he was gonna play early because, you know what I mean? So it's interesting to see, but Jason Tatum's talent was undeniable.
Also, how fun is it to be Jason Tatum today, giving that interview and talking about it, knowing how it's all worked out? Like, it's just, it's kind of a fun story to listen to. He also had a story about the Lakers before he got drafted.
For me, I grew up a Kobe fan. Like, I always wanted to play for the Lakers. So
Don't do it.
for them to have the #2 pick, and it was like it wasn't even a thought that I was going to get drafted. Like, that was kind of devastating. So I never worked out for the Lakers. They never came to watch me work out.
No, I mean,
To not
if
even
you-
watch him work out?
especially someone like him, who you know he's going to be there, you know he's going to be available. This is a mistake for sure, but you never know. Like my draft class, there was Reggie Jackson had like a guaranteed select, like he wasn't going past this. He had a deal like with the agent and the team, so things do happen like that within the negotiations. But I mean, no, I would say if there's a guy Jason Tatum you can get available, you gotta take a look.
That's a regret, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird to say out loud. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, DC Youngfly joins us.
The running back.
That is right. This is like a special Atlanta edition of Run It Back, which I kind of love. Lou's just alive and vibrant. So we're going to bring him in right now. DC Youngfly coming in. I love this from the car. Yes, chef's kiss.
What he do? What he do? What he do?
All right, you're a huge Hawks fan, courtside.
Yes.
We just had Jalen Johnson on. How were you feeling
boy.
when they signed him? Was that happy times all around?
Well, you know, I'm not real big on like the new talent, so I be having to. They always have to improve. You feel what I'm saying? Improve themselves. And I don't really say you have to prove yourself. If you're in the NBA, that means you already good. That's half the battle.
Yeah.
Now it's just like, all right, if we signed you, I ain't got no choice but to rock with you. And he been showing and improving ever since he been on the team. So I'm definitely a Jalen Johnson fan, like, to the utmost. But we got to give my boy some help, man.
Oh, yeah. Now, Beadle,
Fix it.
I know you don't know, but DC Young Fly is a season ticket courtside
That's big.
Atlanta Hawks fan, and he racks up jerseys from all the guys that come in. DC,
Wow.
what's been the favorite jersey that you've gotten, and who's on your wish list to get?
Man, I ain't even gonna cap, man. My favorite jersey thus far is had to be, I gotta share it. It's with Murray and Westbrook. I'm a huge Westbrook fan. Like, I just love his aggression. You feel what I'm saying? Like, his aggression on the court is just something like you can't teach.
You can relate
feel
to
me?
it.
And that what create people from superstars and just being folks in the game. Like, you seeing the heart and the passion that they got into the game. So that's want to be my favorite. And man, who would I wanna? I gotta get a LeBron.
Well, you don't have a LeBron yet.
I ain't got a LeBron.
Okay. Are you trading something, or are you just like just getting them?
No, I'm keeping them up in the house. You know how you always
Brilliant.
watch people
Yeah.
have jerseys in their house. That mean they life change. So God allowed me to have my life change. So I want the jersey on my wall.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
DC, back in 2022, TRAE Young signed a jersey for you. Now he's having
Yes,
a
sir.
great season again.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
still believe, is TRAE the guy to lead the Hawks to a title? Or you said we need to add pieces around Jalen. Like, if you're the GM right now of the Hawks, what are we doing?
What I'm doing is I want TRAE to take the veteran position, okay? That meaning that if we got multiple pieces that's on the team, let's get these players active. Don't worry about me. I'm TRAE Young, baby. try. Guess what? I'm a veteran, and then I'm a lethal weapon that if you got a slow 22, if we got the new French, the new first round
RISACHER.
If we get RISACHER, if we can get him some shot, we could be straight. And then TRAE come up with a slow 18-24. I think that's what we miss because that's what Murray used to do. If you look up and you try to fill out and you realize while we were still in the game, you'll look up and Murray had 27 points quiet. That's what we miss.
That's what you need. By the way, Lou's already trying to talk Jalen Johnson into the dunk contest because, you know, you're only young once.
He should. Go crazy.
I agree. Look, just make it interesting. That's all we want. And the point is, people don't want to be in the dunk contest like they did. So I asked you 2 questions. Why do you think that is? And who would you want to see in the dunk contest?
You know, I think the from us seeing, like, you know, when KD got hurt in the help me out, Lou, when he got hurt in the
finals?
And not in the final, not KD, but when PG got hurt, when everybody saw he broke his ankle.
Oh, the Olympics.
So in the Olympics. So they like, well, if it really don't matter, I don't want to risk myself. You see what I'm saying? But I think all that is what makes the NBA, the Olympics, the NBA All-Star, the actual season. It's like you want to be the best in all those categories. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I'm the best dunk. That's why Josh Smith was so great.
But it's
when
also
he won the dunk contest, it made him a superstar.
It's also scheduling, right? Like now that All-Star Weekend has went from 3 days to a whole week, and during the year, if you telling me I can take a week off and I'm not an All-Star, I want my vacation. You know, and I think that's how a lot
also,
of
the problem is these guys are making so much money and they're already so famous through their deals. They've like remember Blake Griffin, the dunk contest where he jumped over a kid? He was already a star, but that dunk contest
that was the whole
back
thing.
then made him exponentially bigger.
I like the point that you made. If you're looking at it as business, right? Like say for example, right? Everybody don't make it to the NBA, but some people that's in the NBA is lackadaisical because they chilling and watching LeBron being the greatest. When you could be the greatest too.
Yeah.
You just gotta know how to brand yourself. So if I go to the All-Star Weekend and make one good dunk over somebody, you know how many brands coming my way?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, think about have you heard of Mac McClung before these last couple of dunk contests? Like that's made him a household name. But that being said, how cool would it be to see like Anthony Edwards, Ja Morant,
I want to see.
Yeah,
we just got to get the stars back into it. You know, we love these young guys having these coming out parties, but we got to get the stars back into it. Fly, I want to ask you. You know how we feel about our home team, Atlanta Hawks. What's been your favorite moment that you've experienced inside of State Farm Arena?
Man, just watching like game beaters, man, when Murray do game beaters or when TRAE shoot it from half court, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's my dude, Ogangu, when he go crazy, when Capella go crazy. And I miss my boy Bruno because we would get some aggression. You feel me? It's like when people don't understand that what our city represents. We fighters. We like to fight. Like we like competition. No, that's what I'm saying. We like competition. That's how we get great. We want you to compete, but we want to beat the best. You feel what I'm saying? Like we don't want to look like a G League team, bro. We don't want to look like a work-up team. Like you just bring them here to just try them out just to get traded. No flow seat costs too much.
But check this out, Fly. Joe Mazzulla recently said he wants the NBA to bring back fighting. The head coach of the Boston Celtics said he wants to bring back fighting. And my response was, Coach, if you want to bring back fighting, you're gonna have to invest in a bully, dog. You got some precious cargo over there.
But you know what? I don't like it that it got too sensitive where they can't trash talk.
We had this conversation,
all that is part of the mental game. If I can out-talk you and get you out of your game, I won too. You feel me? So you telling me I gotta dunk and go straight back and play defense? I can't let them know like I'm his daddy. You feel
$2,500 later, you can't.
No time.
You feel me? That's $3,000. That's $30,000, right?
DC, you said one of the jerseys you wanted to get was LeBron. Back in 2022, you wanted LeBron to join the Hawks. He does have another son. Bryce.
Here we go.
Are you thinking big picture here? Do they draft Bryce to get a little shot at LeBron on the Hawks?
but I know LeBron as a businessman. He will most definitely make sure Bronny don't come to Atlanta. He gonna be like, them strip clubs is gonna get you, son. You don't need to be in no Blue Flame. Heard about them lemon pepper wings. Bronny Jack, look, Bronny all in the club like they is. He doing the lean with it, rock with it, like.
By the way, the visual of you, are there people around
Like
you
people
just
driving
walking
by
your
you
car?
right now, like, who is this maniac?
I'm like just thinking there's somebody just going, what in the hell? Can I ask you, like, let's just throw out the money, all the dumb, the technical stuff. If you could just trade for anyone right now, the Hawks could, who would you want?
Are we getting rid of people too?
No, let's just see bring in first, and then we'll figure
Let's
it
keep
out.
it cool. Let's keep it cool.
Let's keep it easy.
Okay.
Because we don't know.
We didn't have to get rid of. We didn't have to get rid of people we got rid of in the first place.
That's a follow-up.
Will you come closer to the screen? We can't see you.
Who would you get?
We didn't have to. Oh, okay, if we had to trade and get somebody right now with the group we already
Yeah.
oh man, I would literally go get my boy back.
Really?
I go get him back because we wasn't broke.
You feel like that trade was premature with DeJounte?
Okay.
I ain't like it. I ain't like it not one bit. That's something that ain't gonna never sit right with me. Because if you look at our old roster from last year, right? Our roster from last year, right? When TRAE got hurt, it showed that DeJounte could step up. Correct? Now, if we want to work on something, let's just work on the turnovers. All right, we're cool with that. Because everything you do outweighs the 3-4 turnovers anyway. You feel me? So it's like, all right, let's get you some help. I wouldn't mind the French. He could come, the first rounder. He could come and help. I do like Dame. I didn't like it at first.
So hold on, no Jokic, no Wemby, no Luka. You want DeJounte back?
We don't want all that because we can beat them. Because you got
that is some crazy talk right now.
Listen, if we get Daniels, we get the first rounder who we got, and we keep Bruno. We need.
You love Bruno. You riding down with Bruno.
Cause he got aggression and offense. He gonna give me good 8-12 points. And guess what? If somebody beat him, because his IQ on defense, it's just a little slow.
All right, I know we're up against it. We're about to be off the air. You're on tour. Where do we go to get the schedule? Just tell people that.
Oh man, just go to DCL flat page right quick, man. You dig what I'm saying? And make sure you come see me live, man. So you hear me talk this good talk.
Shout out to the 85 South brothers. Shout out Chico. Shout out to St. Carlos. Shout out the whole team.
Shout out everyone.
Bruno, you know I love you, bro.
Thank you. We're getting off the air too, by the way. Yeah, I love that. The car's amazing. We will be back tomorrow. Enjoy your Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen.
That was awesome.
That was crazy. People just walking by like, is he all right? It's just so good.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Run it back, run it up.